Hello Internet! Welcome to another edition of the DNA Whiskey Review. My name is Darren, that is AJ. How's it going, my friend?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Why don't you tell the five folks what we are reviewing today?
Yeah, so right now we got Basil Hayden Toast. So the big thing is Basil Hayden isn't just a bourbon. This thing's actually named after a real guy who really helped change the game. Back in the day, Meredith Basil Hayden Sr. was a distiller from Maryland who moved to Kentucky and did something pretty bold for his time. He used a lot more rye in his bourbon mash than most people did, and it gave his whiskey a spicier kick, and that was something that really kind of stood out during that time frame. You fast forward to 1992, and Booker Noe, that's the sixth generation Jim Beam master distiller, decided to honor his high rye legacy, and he created Basil Hayden as a part of the small batch collection, and it got the same rye forward flavor, but it's a little lighter and it's super easier to sip. This bourbon's got a history, man. It still kind of brings a unique twist to today. So you fast forward to August of 2021, Basil Hayden Toast was introduced as a super premium Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey in the Basil Hayden line, reimagined with the use of a toasted barrel. Basil Hayden Toast kind of rewrites the recipe. It replaces rye with American grown brown rice. It brings a soft sweetness and a gentler spice profile, and it's made to be really unmistakably smooth. Each batch is finished in specialty toast barrels. It's supposed to coax out the warm flavors of caramel and charred oak.
So this one is an 80 proof whiskey, like all the other Basil Haydens in this flavor profile.
Yep.
They're at 80 proof. The mash bill for this one is 63% corn, which is much higher than most. And we also have 27%, like you mentioned, brown rice, and more importantly, 10% malted rye. The malted rye is typically difficult to work with. We talked about this on our malted rye episode. That one I think brings out a lot of the sweetness in the profile like we talked about before. So yeah, this one has an MSRP of $50. So more expensive than the dark rye, less expensive than the malted rye, because I believe the malted rye came in around 60.
Yeah.
70, depending on where you're at. So,
And depending on who's shopping it, because I always find it cheaper than you do.
Always, dude. It's insane. Which, by the way, first of all, if you're joining us for the first time, first of all, welcome. Thank you for joining us. How we do this is we try it neat, where we go over the distiller's description of the nose, the palate, and the finish, and then we kind of just give our thoughts on it, see how close, if we can identify in their markers, what we identify that they may have missed, and then we try it again on ice to see if we pick up anything that we may have missed on the first time around. So on the nose here, what we should taste is toasted oak.
I think what we should probably smell on the nose. The old nose tasting.
On the nose on this one, we should be smelling toasted oak complemented by dry fruit and caramelized sugar. All right, so let's go ahead and go on the nose and see what we see there. See if we can pick up on this, the toasted oak.
Toasted oak, yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. That is exactly toasted oak with dried fruit and caramelized sugar.
What is caramelized sugar to you?
I think it's like a really, almost like a burnt sugary smell.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like a
Dead
burnt
on, and
sugary smell.
That I think is the majority of the scent I'm getting on this one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Is that burnt sugar?
See, and I get some of that dried fruit though. That first smell is really caramelized sugary, and then I feel like the after smell,
Okay.
after it's cleared, is kind of like that dried fruit.
If you're new to sampling whiskey, typically when they mention these words and you smell it and you taste it, what you're actually hearkening back is to other descriptive words that you've picked up before.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when we sampled the malted rye on this one, and they talked about dill, and you and I both identified the smell being the dill pickle sunflower seeds. That's what it smelled like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're hearkening back to different things you're smelling. It may not necessarily be this. It's going to harken back to a scent that you remember, and then when you taste the whiskey on a different whiskey, you're going to remember that scent. You're going to make the connection there.
Yeah.
I think what's jumping out to me the most is caramelized sugar, a little bit of the dried fruit, toasted oak.
I don't smell toasted oak.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to run into that, because then the descriptor on the palate is toasted wood with vanilla and a light mouthfeel. What? There you go, Basil Hayden. I see what you did there. Getting nasty again. So for those of you who aren't necessarily on board with the mouthfeel, what they're putting on here with breakingbourbon.com is their tasting notes is fine notes of toffee, butterscotch, sweetbread, and a touch of almond. Let's go ahead and go in and see what we can pick up.
Let's do it.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you guys.
Yeah, see the vanilla and the toasted wood. Now the oak is coming in. So like it's almost
Yeah.
as if the descriptor needed to switch.
Yeah.
Like, because you kind of had that nice little sandalwood smell on the nose, which is what I think it was now that I realize it. I think on the nose it was more that sandalwood type smell. These smell in most sunscreens nowadays. And then you
Yeah,
have,
that's absolutely right.
it's funny how that works, right?
It's like as soon as you say it, it's like, oh, ding, that's exactly what it was.
I'd say on the sip, the toasted oak came in. Using vanilla as a descriptor is only good as if it's complementing something else. And that's why I like what Breaking Bourbon did right here, is they did 5 notes of toffee, butterscotch, sweetbread, and a touch of almond. I am picking up that almond, man. That almond. See, now you just started crunching down like what it would take. See, that's cool. See, that's what people don't realize is that what you did is you just simulated eating an almond. And I wondered if the taste that's in your mouth currently associates with that taste.
Yeah.
That's the fun stuff about whiskey sampling, man, is that you discover the flavors.
It really is like it's a whole experience, right?
It really is. It really is.
And it actually is really fun to go through the notes and see what the distiller actually says how it's going to taste, and then try it for yourself. I mean, don't just take our word for it. Try it out.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. On this one here, on the finish, we're supposed to be tasting sweet caramel. So let's go in for our second pull, our second draw, and taste if we can pick up any of these notes that BreakingBourbon.com has.
Yeah.
And then we'll finish it up with the finish and see if we pick that up.
Okay.
So the butterscotch and sweetbread are very forward on that.
I agree. Very forward.
The almonds are definitely there, but I'd actually kick that back to the finish, not necessarily on the palate.
Yeah, that almond's at the back.
Yeah, that almond's more on the finish, not necessarily that.
And it's almost on the back of your tongue too. Like it's like an
so it's like-
aftertaste.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, dude, because you said it was there after, and because you were doing this and trying to taste it, what is technically on the finish of our first draw.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it jumped out. I'm not tasting sweet caramel on the finish.
It is very drinkable though. This Basil Hayden toast is really good. It does finish really nice. It has a pleasant finish too. Mm-hmm. It is a little bit sweeter.
Yeah, see,
But-
that's where I'm sitting on it. I think it's almost too sweet to drink neat.
Yeah.
Like we talked about previously on the dark rye.
Yeah.
That one was definitely too sweet to drink neat. I'll always try it every once in a while, maybe every 6 months or so, try it neat and just remind myself the flavor profile. This isn't nearly as bad
Right.
as the dark rye because
Yeah.
it doesn't have that wine in it. It's a little bit lighter. I don't know, man. Third poll, I think, would probably be my last one on this one neat. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm excited to try it on ice and kind of see if it does open up anything else that's maybe not in our notes or maybe not in Breaking Bourbon's notes.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a lot more muted and a lot more light.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump into it, and let's give it a taste and see what we think. As again, this has probably been sitting on ice cube for, 5 minutes now.
5 minutes. Yep.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and give it a taste. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you guys.
What are you picking up on the palate there, AJ?
It is a sweeter It is a sweeter drink. That vanilla is very, very at the front.
Yeah, see now on the ice, the
I
description.
don't, and I don't taste as much almond on the back with drinking it on ice. The almond was kind of that aftertaste. It's kind of on the finish. I don't get that as much on ice.
Yeah, see on this one, I'm going to have to say that the description on the palate from the distillery is spot on. When it's
Oh,
on
yeah,
ice.
absolutely. The toasted wood,
It's
that's
there.
true.
The sandalwood flavoring's there.
Yeah.
Vanilla and the light mouthfeel. I think I kind of understand what they're meaning there. When it comes to that, I definitely think it's kind of just lighter because we did the same thing with the malted rye.
Yeah.
Like I said, that one on ice, you almost lose all the whiskey flavoring altogether. You basically taste like you're drinking ice water at that point.
Yeah.
This one, not close as that. This one's more of, it's got a little bit of its taste remaining, but you don't want that cube sitting long on this puppy.
It does make it, I mean, the light mouthfeel is actually a very good way to say that because it is something you could drink out at a barbecue in the heat and it is refreshing. It's not like kind of weighing you down that some whiskeys and bourbons do. Do you know what I mean? Like with a ton of like overwhelming flavor. This is very nice to drink. It's got enough flavor in it that it kind of feels like it's light enough that it would kind of keep you going.
I actually really think it's a good on ice whiskey. Almost too sweet neat. Almost.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it is. I'd say it's almost too sweet neat. On ice, it's very, very light, very refreshing. You don't want the cube melting in this one,
Yeah.
or else you lose everything.
Yeah, you want to make sure you get through this one pretty quick. So you might want to either shorten your pours, and keep refilling so it's not just sitting there melting because it'll just take away all the flavor.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we want to know what you think, folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider slapping a like on this video. Give us some engagement. We really appreciate it. And consider subscribing to the channel if this is the type of content you're enjoying. With all that said, my name is Darren, that is AJ, and this has been an episode of the DNA Whiskey Review.
Till next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.